here's the one we've all been waiting for. First time ever one-on-one. AJ Styles in the green, Paul London in the light blue, and Alexis Ortiz, of course, in the corner of AJ Styles. And just a real quick history on this one, AJ Styles and Paul London were set to become a tag team after that absolutely tremendous match of the year candidate three-way they had at the first anniversary show on February the 8th in Queens, New York. Paul London, though, missed the show the last time we were in Boston, March 15th, expect the unexpected, because he had emergency sinus cavity surgery. AJ Styles needed a replacement, chose Amazing Red. They went on to win the tag team titles that night. Paul London feels slighted. Now it's Night of the Grudges. This might not be a blood feud, but there's definitely an issue between these two. Both these men have something to prove, and listen to these fans.
Well, you're right, Chris. Just watching this match, I just want to sit back and just watch this. I don't even really want to call it, because there's a lot on the line here, a lot of pride on the line here, as AJ Styles, one half of the ROH Tag Team Champions, going against Paul London, a man who I think he feels should be AJ's partner, like you said it before.
Without a doubt, he feels that AJ just dumped him, picked Amazing Red, but AJ really had no choice. He had to pick a partner that night. I mean, he won that scramble by himself at Expect the Unexpected. He wasn't going to turn down the tag title shot. Ring of Honor said, hey, pick anyone you want. I couldn't think anyone better to choose an Amazing Red. And Styles and Red, they've just been an incredible tag team. What about those matches against the Briscoes at Epic Encounter Night of Champions? Those are two of the best tag team matches I've ever seen.
You're exactly right. Two classics. I'd like to see them hook it up one more time. And London seems to have the advantage on AJ Styles, who is also now the NWA World Champion.
And look at that, London proving he was one of the best, grinding those forearms in the back of AJ, but AJ still getting out of it. London using that extra leverage, and I think we are seeing two of the best in the world going at it right now, and AJ proved that just last Wednesday. He won the NWA World Heavyweight title.
You're exactly right there. And, you know, I remember the last show that we had in Pittsburgh. Did you see Paul London the last time he was here in ROH? He was mocking AJ Styles. Paul London is definitely a changed person ever since AJ Styles and Amazing Red won the Tag Team Championship.
That's right. London even using the Styles Clash to defeat Amazing Red in the Round Robin Challenge. So you just saw a handshake between the two. Both these men feeling each other out, trying to see maybe where weak. Oh! Kick. And look at AJ cocky with that hand, offering it to London, and let's see if London shakes it. Yes, he does after that kick. Definite mind games going on right here.
You're exactly right here. And Paul London, wow.
Look at the look on his face.
Yeah.
Little one-upmanship mentally and physically going on here. And you got to figure the mental is a big part of this, because if you can mentally get your opponent down, that's going to give you an advantage. And this one could come down to one mental mistake, as there you see a knuckle lock by both men.
And listen to the crowd, like you were just going to say, definitely behind these two great athletes. This is the match the people came to see. And nice maneuver there. And London has the advantage, the strength advantage on AJ right there with that leverage.
And it should be noted the NWA title is not on the line in this one, but the #1 Contenders Trophy is. The winner of this one will get a shot July 19th at Death Before Dishonor. AJ Styles a chance to become the first double champion in ROH history if he wins this one. He was put in this match because he is half of the tag team champions, and hey, it would be cool to have a double champion. And Paul London, of course, I believe he's number 3 in the rankings.
Yes, he is, number 3. And a victory for him would make him #1, of course.
Yep. And Paul London, what a year. He's had that Match of the Year candidate at the anniversary show. Of course, the Epic Encounter Bryan Danielson match. Over 40 minutes they went at it. Some calling it the greatest match in ROH history. That classic against Chris Daniels at the Round Robin Challenge. One great match after another. Paul London solidified his spot as one of the best going today here in Ring of Honor this year. AJ Styles' game just keeps getting better and better. Definitely one of the best in the world. The NWA champion. The #1 Contenders Trophy is on the line. Pride is on the line. Respect is on the line. This one's going to be a classic.
Right here, and look at these guys going back and forth. And London looks like he has AJ's right leg wrapped around his neck. Wow, nice. AJ firing back.
Yeah, but did you see AJ? He was refusing to let go of London there. And there you got to push more of the mental games. Another one.
That's right.
Oh, and look at that psych drop by London. Offering the hand. Oh, AJ shaking off the handshake. Now, of course, that doesn't break the code of honor. You only got to shake hands before and after the match. But definitely some mental games going on. And I think that maybe Paul London's beginning to get into the head of AJ Styles.
I'll tell you what, Chris, these guys are going back and forth. I think we're almost getting ready for an explosion here. Things are almost about to boil over.
Without a doubt, Night of the Grudges, and we have another grudge match, but this isn't a blood feud. This is all about pride. Both men with something to prove to the other. Both men want to prove they are the better man, and more importantly, they both want that #1 Contenders trophy so that they can get that title shot at the biggest show in ROH history, Death Before Dishonor, on July 19th in Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Wow, what a show that's going to be.
And there's another handshake offering by London. Let's see if AJ shakes it off again this time. And now they're going nose to nose. It's getting intense in that ring. Both men having words for each other, and there's a slap by London.
Wow.
Oh, AJ fires back with one. He's not going to take that. And another psych job by London. And look at AJ just kind of laugh it off, and now he shakes hands.
Well, you can almost cut the tension with the knife here, Chris. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite boil over like this. This is definitely something for tonight. Night of the Grudges here in Cambridge, and London, he's got a headlock on AJ. What's he going for? He was almost going for the hair, but AJ wouldn't do that.
Picking him off, shoulder block, neither man goes down. They wouldn't give their opponent the satisfaction of going down on that one. And that's why, oh, look at that intense collar and elbow tie-up right now.
What a stalemate we have here.
And they're into the ropes. Oh, that's just intensity right there. Gary Moore calling for a break and trying to separate both men. Oh! London with a cheap shot on AJ.
Wow, that's uncharacteristic of Paul London.
Definitely the mind games in full effect right now as we got a back and forth. London with the go behind. Now AJ with the go behind. London with the go behind. Tries to take AJ off his feet, and he does. AJ, though, comes up, kips up. Arm drag. Arm drag exchange ending in another stalemate as both men go for a drop kick and neither connects.
Let me tell you what, Chris, I got a real important question to ask you right now. Call me a winner.
No way. But what I do know is London bailing out, taking a moment to take a breather, perhaps trying to get AJ a little bit frustrated. And I'll take this moment to mention that if you want to see over 5,000 wrestling videotapes, including from every promotion you can think of, including ones of Paul London and AJ Styles, and hold on, AJ now going to the floor when London gets back in.
The mind games are being played here, but I bet you I know where I can get those videotapes.
You can get them at rfvideo.com or by calling 215-891-9404. And of course, for the latest on ROH, check ROHWrestling.com. And now we got another handshake offer right there, and it's accepted. Oh! AJ fires back with a
forearm to Paul London.
Like London did them before, and now it's getting intense.
Whoa, he's going Styles Clash. No, he didn't have him. London into the ropes. That would have been it right there, Chris.
That's London fighting out of it, getting to the ropes. That's what he had to do. And AJ not waiting for London to make the next move. Comes in, but London puts him up and over. But AJ fires back with a fist to the face. AJ springboards in. Beautiful drop kick, perfectly executed.
You're right, a beautiful springboard drop kick to Paul London. And London again out on the floor. And what's AJ? He's fouled up and over, but no.
Pescado misses.
What a...
Oh, that wasn't even a baseball slide. It was a kick through the first and second ropes on AJ, and Paul London, I think, getting the first definite advantage in this match.
You're right, what impact. Alexis Lurie checking on her man right there, AJ Styles. And London with a boot right to AJ's head.
And of course, don't forget, London holds one victory over AJ Styles. It wasn't a three-way, it was after Loki gave AJ the key crusher.
Ooh, look out.
But you know, even though it was kind of like London and Loki doubled up on AJ to get the win, you know that still gets at AJ, and he wants to get the win back on London as he's just nailing him with those stiff forearms right to the back.
I'll tell you what, one person you don't want to piss off, and that's AJ Styles.
AJ Styles might be a good Christian, but when he gets angry, watch out. And the crowd all on their feet. This is the one they paid to see. And AJ, he's calling for the people to move. He's trying to whip London, and no, London slides. And now London drop holds AJ. AJ's head connecting right to that steel on the guardrail.
Wow, and those rails are unforgiving as AJ just went, you're right, head first into that ROH rail. And a big boot there by Paul London, and AJ's down and a kick to the midsection. And now the boot and a kick.
Kind of a face wash there.
Yeah, you're right. It looks like he's just toying with AJ here. Paul London, I think he would know better than that.
Paul London definitely going for the mind games. He's telling the fans to move.
He's telling the fans to move.
What's he have in mind?
Cameraman getting out of the way as well. Who knows what these two guys are going to come up with.
Well, you're dealing with two innovative athletes, but two of the most skilled athletes as London whips them in.
Chris Lovey, what a vicious combination there.
Oh, but London gets caught. But I think the damage has been done to AJ Styles' leg. You saw the abuse it took right there.
Yeah, you're right. He's favoring that leg right there.
That could create the first weak point in this match, and it could be AJ Styles' leg after it was rammed right into that steel guardrail several times. But AJ fighting back, it's going to take a lot more than that to defeat him.
And look at London's right arm. His forearm is lacerated as well.
I believe it scraped against that steel when he came down, when he was trying that move, and AJ blocked it.
You're right. Those rails are definitely unforgiving. Both men in a lot of trouble, but you can tell AJ definitely favoring his leg. Oh!
Both men light each other up with chops, and AJ puts an end to it with an enziguri. As right now, AJ and London, they're beginning to bring out the bigger moves, the higher impact moves. They're going for the victory now. AJ, nice snap suplex.
But he holds on. He's holding on. You're right. He's definitely favoring that leg. And what would you call that?
That's called a swinging neck breaker, but a variation of it. Nicely done by AJ. Cover not enough. And you know, normally I'd be talking about how hot Alexis Lurie is, but I'm too involved in this match. This is just wrestling perfection right now.
Well, she is good looking. I'll give you that.
And there you see the blood trickling out from the arm of Paul London. He gets whipped in.
Ooh. Did you see the perspiration fly on that contact there with that forearm? And AJ following up.
Oh, but London kicks off him.
Nice kick, but AJ grabs him.
London holds on, though. London holds on. AJ trying to get to his feet. London shaking off the effects of that enziguri. Pride wouldn't let AJ know that he hurt him. Now AJ getting up. Oh, misses that one.
Damn.
And London reversing that into a dragon screw. Beautifully done. More abuse for the leg of AJ Styles.
And AJ definitely favoring that leg, and London like a shark working on it.
And you hear the crowd split 50-50 behind both men. Half of them want London, half of them want AJ to win. AJ sweeps out London sweeps out the leg. Kip up. Fist drop. And I'd say Paul London right now getting the first series of moves together in this match. Most of it concentrating on the leg of AJ Styles. And what an atmosphere we have here in Boston, Massachusetts at the Massachusetts National Guard Armory. You have to be here live to experience something like this.
You're right, but London working on that leg. What's he going for? It's kind of a variation of a spinning toe hold there, but
nicely done. You see London's got his foot planted on the knee, on the one leg down on the mat, and he's using that as a base to twist the other leg of AJ Styles.
You're right, but if you look at the repertoire of Paul London's finishing maneuvers, the London Star Press, the London DDT, I mean, they're basically moves that knock you out. I don't know if they could go for an advantage of Paul London working on the leg. Paul London's going to have to maybe come up with something new, something devastating, maybe to get a submission on AJ.
Well, Paul London's always coming up with new moves, and you got to figure if he takes that leg out from AJ, he takes away a lot of AJ's high-impact offense, and no one really has higher-impact offense in the wrestling business than AJ Styles. So if you take that away from him, that's definitely got to help. AJ takes him up. No, London lands on his feet, blocks a neckbreaker attempt. No, AJ now fighting back, takes up London, brainbuster.
Wow, what velocity on that drop right there.
And that's the high-impact offense of AJ Styles I was talking about. London calling for a brainbuster. Maybe he shouldn't have done that. AJ, knowing what was coming, was able to reverse it into a brainbuster of his own. And not enough.
Count it, too. But how much energy did AJ expand on that flurry of moves right there? And did it cause more pain to his leg? How much can AJ take and how much can AJ do?
AJ definitely limping there. You saw him when he got up, he was limping, feeling the effects of all that work to the leg. Ooh, that's right on the lip of the ring. That's all steel right there.
Ouch. Oh, wow. Paul London vicious as he's working on the leg. Paul London has definitely developed a vicious side to him in this match, Chris.
When pride's on the line, that's what happens.
Oh! All his weight dropped onto that leg.
London looking around to the crowd. Half of the people are behind him, half of the people are behind AJ. All of them are enjoying this classic match.
Count of two there.
And the look at the people, they're all just so intensely watching that ring. This is something you have to be here live to experience. Remember rvideo.com, 215-891-9404, ROHwrestling.com, as AJ, once again, the victim of that move by London. Look at him, that foot on the ankle on one leg on AJ, making it a base so that he can twist with more torque on that leg. Just twisting the knee, twisting the ankle, causing pain to all of AJ Styles' leg. And now, coming down with another move, and now going for a leg lock. Oh yeah, and look at that, more pressure on the knee. Look at him just pushing on that knee. AJ's got to fight his way out of this, or this one's going to be over. Oh, can you hear that impact?
Wow, that could have knocked him out right there. You're right, AJ Styles almost fighting for his life right here. Both men are down. And listen to the fans once again. Getting behind these two of the most popular members here on the ROH roster. And AJ getting up. He might be the first one up, maybe. As that shot that AJ delivered to London might have done more damage than we thought. I don't know, Chris. And AJ's up, so's London. Words can't describe what we just saw there, Chris.
I am speechless. That might have been one of the most devastating clotheslines I've ever seen. It was. Oh, does it get any better than this?
Boy, that's fighting spirit personified right there. No titles are on the line, but really everything is on the line right here at Night of the Grudges.
So you have pride on the line, you have respect, and you have that #1 contenders trophy, and you have two of the best in the world today trying to prove they are the best. As there you see AJ scooping him up.
Oh!
Plants him down with that variation of a powerbomb cover.
No, not enough.
And you notice what I'm seeing in this match right now. AJ Styles hitting those higher impact moves on Paul London, but they're few and far in between. But London going with a more direct attack right on the leg of AJ Styles. Less high impact, but more punishing on the leg. Very interesting dynamic going on in this match. But now London fighting back. Oh, beautiful spinning leg lariat from the second rope.
Nicely executed there by Paul London as he goes for the cover.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Frustration by Paul London, but you have to figure if London works on that leg long enough, AJ has no chance in this match. But if AJ hits enough of those high impact moves, London's just going to get knocked out.
You're right, but AJ Styles has heart of the champion. But how much can one man take, Chris? And London springing to the top, but no, over. And now AJ, he catches him. Inverted DDT, go for the cover.
Kick out by London, but there's another one of those high impact moves.
And London London's got to be careful because if he takes too many of them, AJ could get a win in on him.
And AJ Styles, he delivers those moves with such force, such velocity. But look, the knee, definitely a sore point on AJ Styles. You saw him just grabbing at the leg, and now he's up and limping. The knee is definitely hurting. I think where it's going to come down to does London do more damage to the knee, or does AJ hit more of these high-impact moves? That's going to determine the winner in this one. AJ setting him up perhaps for another one of those high-impact moves.
You're exactly right. AJ up top with London, but London is so dangerous up top. But it looks like he's got him hooked for a superplex. But London fighting for his life. Both these guys are actually. Headbutts. Headbutts in another. London firing back, I think, with some forearms there.
And there's no sports entertainment in any of those headbutts, that's for sure. These guys are just hitting each other with everything they have. And now AJ trying to fight out. It looked like London had him hooked for something. AJ with those uppercuts, and look at London going right to the sore point, going right to the leg, the weak spot on AJ Styles. And now London's got him up, dumps him down face first, kind of a gourd buster type move.
And wait a second, London's up top.
London's got no, but AJ's. London star press right on the leg of AJ Styles.
How much damage did he cause on that maneuver there? My God, AJ, the referee's looking at it. He might have to stop this match. There's a lot of damage, really a lot of damage being done. Figure four, but no! Not enough. AJ almost had him.
I thought that was it. I thought AJ had him with that small package. And AJ trying to fight out. London going for something. Could it be? Could he get the NWA champion in the figure four? Yes!
And he's got it hooked.
The pain racing through. Oh, he's down. Oh, I thought that might have been it. A quick pin could have just happened. The NWA champion, AJ Styles, in the figure four leg lock. And AJ's in a world of pain. And AJ now fighting his way to the ropes. Yes, he gets the ropes. Paul London forced to relinquish a hold. Gary Moore telling London, get out of that. But AJ, how much damage does a leg? How much has it sustained? How much more can he have left? London has to be groggy from all those high impact, high velocity with full force moves that AJ Styles executed on him.
And London now has AJ again, puts him up on the top rope. Big fist, and another.
Down goes London. I don't think AJ has the strength to follow up with anything, though. Oh, brutal kick. And now, I thought London going for a superplex, but AJ just punishing London, and London's down. But look at AJ, he can't even plant that foot. That leg is in such bad shape. London taking advantage. London making his way back up. He's got AJ hooked for something. If he hits this, it could be it. Oh, did you see those fists right to the face of Paul London? And he goes down one more time. How many of these blows to the head can Paul London take before he's knocked out? London trying to go up. No, AJ blocks it. London trying again. Once again blocked by AJ. AJ with the power bomb out the second. Covered. No, he takes him up. He's got him. He's got him hooked. Styles clash. Styles clash. He hits him, but he lands on that knee. The impact on the knee. And AJ's in too much pain to go for the pin, but London has to be out after the Styles clash. The Styles Clash pins everybody. Last time AJ Styles hit the Styles Clash of Boston, he became the new RH Tag Team Champions with Amazing Red. Here's the cover. This is it. I can't believe it. Only a 2 count, but Paul London has to be out. AJ Styles that pain and so much knee. That knee in so much pain that he couldn't make the cover right away. And now finally he made a delayed cover, but London had time to recuperate. But look at how groggy London is. London fighting out, drops down. No, AJ scoops him back up again. German suplex. London. Oh no, AJ couldn't get his shoulders up because of his leg.
Who won the match?
I think Gary Moore is saying both. I think both their shoulders were down.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has called this match a draw.
A draw?
You know what? AJ Styles could not get the bridge on the German suplex because of his leg. His leg is in such bad condition he couldn't bridge his shoulders up. But London was knocked out after the Styles class, after all those high impact moves he took. He was pinned on that. They were both legitimately pinned on that.
I don't think I've quite seen anything quite like this.
I think that was a great call by your referee, Gary Moore here. The people chanting for 5 more minutes, but it's not like it's a time limit draw. Both their shoulders were on the mat.
So much on the line here, but what does this mean? I mean, AJ's still the NWA champion and one half of the tag champions, but
who gets the #1 contenders trophy? Who gets a title shot at Death Before Dishonor? It's true. I mean, you can't go another 5 minutes if both their shoulders are down. We've never seen anything like this in Ring of Honor before. I tell you one thing that we did just see, and that's a bona fide match of the year candidate. This was just wrestling perfection.
well, the fans now getting behind both these guys. They saw an amazing performance.
They saw a once-in-a-lifetime kind of performance right there. What a great match, and let's see if let's see how AJ and London react to each other now after a competitive match like that. A stare down. What are we gonna see here? I mean, they both took each other to the limit.